On Tuesday, September 17, 2024, at 3:30 p.m. local time, thousands of pagers belonging to Hezbollah operatives across Lebanon began to beep, signaling an incoming message from their leaders. And then the pagers blew up. Inside these devices were a few grams of a powerful explosive material capable of causing catastrophic injuries. The coordinated explosions killed at least 12 people, including 2 Hezbollah members, and injured nearly 3,000 others, many of whom were bystanders caught in the blasts. The entire explosive assembly was cleverly enclosed in a casing no larger than a matchbox. Israeli operatives had hidden a thin sheet of PETN explosive, about 6 grams, between 2 lithium-ion battery cells, according to Reuters. To detonate the device, a strip of highly flammable material was positioned next to the explosive. Crucially, the detonator was designed without any metal, making it undetectable during X-ray inspections. When Hezbollah ran the pagers through security scanners, it didn't set off any alarms. The detonation was reportedly triggered by coded messages sent to the pagers, which generated a spark within the battery pack that ignited the detonating material, shown in yellow, and set off the explosive, in pink. The very next day, it happened again. This time, walkie-talkies began to explode, killing at least 20 more and injuring hundreds. Behind the attacks, all signs pointed to Israel. According to 12 former and current defense and intelligence officials who spoke anonymously to the New York Times, the likely culprit, Mossad, Israel's elite intelligence agency known for its expertise in advanced technology. My video on how Mossad operates is linked in the description. In 2020, for instance, Mossad assassinated Iran's top nuclear scientists, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, using a remote-controlled AI-powered machine gun mounted on a pickup truck. Fast forward 4 years, and Mossad employed another ingenious technique to strike Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militant group based in Lebanon, amid ongoing clashes and rising tensions along the border. At the same time, Hezbollah had escalated its support for Hamas in Gaza. Early in 2024, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah publicly urged fighters and their families to abandon smartphones, fearing that Israel could remotely hack these devices to activate the microphones and cameras. He says, disable it, bury it, lock it in a metal box. You're asking where the collaborators are? The cell phones you, your wife, and your children hold are the collaborators. In response, Hezbollah began relying on pagers. Unlike smartphones, pagers are not connected to the internet and can receive data without transmitting their location. The shift to pagers was exactly the opportunity Mossad had been waiting for. Mossad didn't just tamper with existing devices. They reportedly built the pagers from scratch. 2 years earlier, in 2022, Israeli operatives had set up a shell company in Hungary called BAC Consulting. BAC posed as an international pager manufacturer authorized to use the branding of the reputable Taiwanese manufacturer Gold Apollo. When news of the attacks broke, Gold Apollo found itself in the spotlight. Its CEO, Xu Qingguang, called the situation very embarrassing, explaining that his company had authorized BAC to use its logo but was not involved in the design or manufacturing of the product. BAC itself was a mystery. Beyond this 2-story building in Budapest where BAC is registered, a Hungarian government spokesperson said the company in question is a trading intermediary with no manufacturing or operational site in Hungary, and it only had one employee, Cristiana Bashorin Archidiacono, whose LinkedIn profile described her background in consulting across various sectors, but strangely enough, most of her LinkedIn posts are irrelevant to her work. I reached out to Cristiana to clarify BAC's connection to the pagers, but have not yet received a response. And when I tried to log on to BAC's company website, I received a forbidden error message. The deception was carefully crafted, down to how the pagers were marketed. This involved another key player, Apollo Systems Hong Kong, a company founded by Teresa Wu, a former Gold Apollo employee. Apollo Systems Hong Kong acted as the intermediary between Gold Apollo and BAC. Apollo Systems openly advertised the AR-924 pager on its website and now deleted YouTube channel, reinforcing the illusion of authenticity. Even the battery that powered the pagers appeared on battery websites, adding another layer of credibility. So how did Israeli agents manage to convince Hezbollah to buy its tainted pagers? Reuters reported that the agent who acted as the salesperson used aggressive sales tactics and kept bringing the price down until Hezbollah's procurement manager was pulled in and eventually agreed to order 5,000 of the pagers months before the attacks. International sanctions against Hezbollah also severely limited their access to communication devices from reputable suppliers, likely forcing them to depend on what seemed to be a legitimate and affordable option. Any suspicions Hezbollah might have had were likely dismissed. For example, the modified design, which reduced the size of the battery, significantly shortened its lifespan. Hezbollah operatives reportedly noticed the batteries draining faster than the advertised 85 hours, but it didn't raise any alarms. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied its involvement. But the day after the first attack, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said Israel was at the start of a new phase in the war and praised Israel's security agency's very impressive results. While the exact location where the modified pagers were manufactured remains unclear, 2 days after the attacks, on September 19, 2024, Bulgarian authorities started investigating a company they believed might have facilitated the sale of the pagers to Hezbollah. Hungarian media outlet Telex identified the company as Norda Global Limited, and that the company was the one that arranged the delivery of the equipment and sold it to Hezbollah. Norda was founded by a Norwegian Indian named Rinsan Jose, who has since fled and remains untraceable. A New York Times reporter dug up a now-deleted profile of Jose on Founders Nation, a site linking entrepreneurs with Israeli startups. Norda had reportedly transferred over 1 million euros to BAC in several installments between 2023 and 2024. During that same time period, BAC paid Gold Apollo 717,000 euros and also paid Apollo Systems $122,000, according to Hungarian news outlet Telex. These financial transactions establish a connection between the various shell companies involved, pointing to a carefully orchestrated operation with multiple layers of deception. The orchestrator behind it all is widely believed to be Mossad, weaving a web of deception to execute their covert mission. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah warned the blasts amounted to a declaration of war and vowed to punish Israel. About a week later, Israel assassinated Nasrallah in an airstrike in Beirut.
It was the murder of thousands of Israelis and foreign citizens. To our enemies, I say, we are strong and determined.
Israel struck again the following day, killing senior Hezbollah official Nabil Kawouk, who led the investigation into the pager attacks. As tensions continued to escalate, Israel's chief of staff, Herzi Halevi, issued a cryptic warning. "We have many capabilities that we have not yet employed. What you've seen is just the beginning." Defense is critical, not just in warfare, but in our digital lives. The easiest way to protect yourself online? NordPass, a password manager from the creators of NordVPN, the world's most popular VPN. NordPass encrypts and securely stores your passwords, passkeys, credit card details, secure notes, and other sensitive information. Did you know that people waste an average of 11 hours a year resetting passwords? And it takes 1 second to crack the most popular password, 123456. NordPass quickly generates strong passwords that sync across devices. Teams can quickly share these passwords, streamlining workflow while staying protected. NordPass also monitors for breaches and alerts you if your credentials are found on the dark web. Having tried NordPass myself with my small team, I can tell you that the design is intuitive and the experience incredibly smooth. It's easy to use even if you're new to this type of product. To try NordPass Business for free, head to nordpass.com/newsthink and use code newsthink for a free 3-month trial. The link is in the description. No credit card is required. Thanks for watching. For Newsthink, I'm Cindy Pom.